Let's say that we are there. I'm going to enlarge the picture here. Expand it a little.
Maybe someday I'll learn to play this thing.
Where would comments be? How do I get? I left for a second. I'll be right there. Nan is here and Ziggy's here, and I can't get back to where I was. Wait a minute. I'll do this.
Hello, Nan. Hello, Ziggy.
Hi.
Welcome.
Okay, now I'm back. Boy, that freaked me out.
Are you on the phone or the computer?
I'm seeing comments on my phone, but not on. I don't know how to get them here on the computer yet, but I will figure that out. I don't. They're supposed to be over here. And when I do that, it goes away. I'm a little lost on trying to find comments, George.
Okay. Bear with us, folks.
Comments and moderation tools. Well, when I scroll down to see that, I'm going to have to look at comments on the phone, I'm afraid,
All right.
because I don't know how to get this other to work. That's
Let
weird.
me
It should-
briefly look at it,
Okay.
and y'all will hear my screen reader. I can't help it. They're
There-
desperately trying to get the comments pieces to work properly. So bear with us as we struggle with this. Now, you can't be doing stuff while I'm doing stuff.
I just reduced the screen to see if I could. Here's comments now. See, if I have that large, then I can't look at the comments. Ivan is here.
Oh, hello, Ivan. Great
Ivan
to
says,
see you.
Hi, folks. May not be able to stay the whole 2 hours, but will listen to as much as I can. I got that, and I don't have that comment on my phone. So
We appreciate that
Yeah,
very much.
I see comments now.
Wonderful. By golly,
I hope that works.
I do too.
Because this is hard.
We are we're streaming with a laptop computer instead of the way we've always done it before.
And
Which-
if I enlarge that, then I lose the comments.
Well, don't enlarge it then.
Yeah.
It's like the doctor. You know, the guy comes in and says, "Doctor, it hurts when I do this," and the doctor says, "Don't do that.
Right.
It won't hurt."
See, now again, here I had light going up and I didn't see it on that screen. So having both seems to be the way to go.
Okay. Very good. We will begin here in just a minute. I don't know if I'm going to play with Pix
Patricia Gilbert is here.
Hello, Patricia.
Hi, Lynn and George. Hi.
and her 3 faithful dachshunds.
Yes.
Good to have you.
Well, my phone's not keeping. Yes. We probably.
Are we ready? Is it 1 o'clock?
It is 1:01. I'd say
1:01.
we're ready.
All right, we are
And
ready to go.
Ivan says hi, Patricia.
Yeah.
Thanks for bearing with us on this stuff.
Indeed.
And I will try to keep up.
We appreciate every single comment, and
Yes.
we are desperately trying to get a system where we can see all of them all the time. And this is our latest attempt. Kind of feel like the mad scientist
Hey.
in some of those 40s movies.
Yes, Dan Wolking probably can't stay long, but yeah, going into full screen mode will obscure the comments.
Hey, thanks, Dan.
It does.
Hello to you and Linda.
Yes, hi.
I'm glad you could stop by, at least for a few
Absolutely.
minutes. The theme for today is, the title of the show is In the Money. And these are songs that are about or mention money or dollars or gold or, some legal tender. And the first one actually is one we were talking about last week that several people really liked and wanted to hear. So I'm going to do that first. It's called Murder on Music Row. And it was written by Cordell and Shell. Didn't get first names for those folks. George Strait and Alan Jackson recorded it. And I shall do my best to play it for you here. Nobody saw him running from 16th Avenue. They never found the fingerprint or the weapon that was used. But someone killed country music, cut out its heart and soul. They got away with murder down on Music Row. The almighty dollar and the quest for worldwide fame slowly killed tradition, and for that someone should pay. They all say not guilty, but the evidence will show that murder was committed down on Music Row. For the steel guitars no longer cry, and the fiddles barely play, but drums and rock and roll guitars are mixed up in your face. Old Hank wouldn't have a chance on today's radio, since they committed murder down on Music Row. They thought no one would miss it once it was dead and gone. They said no one would buy them old drinking and cheating songs. I'll still buy them. Well, there ain't no justice in it, and the hard facts are cold. Murder's been committed down on Music Row. Well, the steel guitars no longer cry, and you can't hear angels play with drums and rock and roll guitars mixed up in your face. Why, the hag, he wouldn't have a chance on today's radio, since they committed murder down on Music Row. Why, they even tell Possum to pack up and go back home. There's been an awful murder down on Music Row. Bitterness there from the old guard.
Terry Linder is here.
Hello, Terry.
To you both.
Nice
And
to see you.
Ivan said in full screen you can see comments by swiping left. At least it's that way on my tablet. And then Hillary said, "Hi, George and Lynn. I'm in Bonnie, Scotland this week."
Oh, my. Hello, Hillary.
And Terry said, "Beautiful music." Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, great to see you both, she says.
Now,
Terry says.
This next song is about a guy who lost his money. Late last night in the kettle of fish, I was having a glass of beer, when up comes a rounder by the name of Sam, who lately been seen around here. He gives me a howdy and he buys me a drink and he calls me by my name. Said some of the boys are just a-waiting upstairs, would you like to have a poker game? There were 4 or 5 fellas on the table upstairs, the smoke was the gas in. They took my coat and they pulled up a chair and they proceeded to deal me in. I started in a winning with the very first hand and I kept on for a while. Had money in my pockets and money in my shoes and money in a great big pile. But it's, oh lordy, don't you see, this old stud fucker be the ruin of me. You gotta get ready to shed some blood when the name of the game is stud. Well, I kept on winning for an hour or more and the boys were feeling low. I was looking like a winner and feeling like a sinner and I just about had the dough. I caught a pair of aces on the very last hand and I bet my whole bankroll. But Sammy had a pair of deuces on the deck and another deuce in the hole. And it's, oh lordy, don't you see, this old stud fucker be the ruin of me. You gotta get ready to shed some blood when the name of the game is stud. You know, I lost every penny that I had in the world. I lost my last red cent. Now my old woman ain't talking to me and the landlord wants his rent. I know I had it coming and it sure enough did, and I've only got myself to blame. But my fingers keep itching and I keep on twitching just to find another poker game. And it's, oh lordy, don't you see, this old stud poker be the ruin of me. You gotta get ready to shed some blood when the name of the game is stud. Yeah. So some people make money by winning it, not by earning it. Remember that brokerage commercial? We make money the old-fashioned way, we earn it.
Yeah.
Okay. If we can get this equipment to work properly, we can theoretically stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. That's what we're out to try to do.
Yes.
Here's a song that was recorded by Grandpa Jones. I don't know who wrote it. It's called "$1 Short." hens won't lay, the hogs ain't slop, can't even sleep at night. Hounds keep a barking at the moon all night, I guess that's just my fate. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. When I lose my appetite, that's when they fill my plate. When I put the coffee on, the pot won't percolate. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. Every time I go fishing, it always ends this way. My friend said you ought to come a little early, I caught 'em yesterday. I'd have come early, but my car wouldn't start, my Model T's out of date. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. When I lose my appetite, that's when they fill my plate. When I put the coffee on, the pot won't percolate. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. If Lady Luck has to change a heart, ain't nothing's gonna be right. The creeks run dry, no water in the well, your rooster crows at night. My banker wrote me a little note, come in, don't hesitate. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. When I lose my appetite, that's when they fill my plate. When I put the coffee on, the pot won't percolate. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. Well, I dreamed last night I went to heaven, way up in the sky. I knowed someday that I'd get there if I could only try. St. Peter said I'd let you in, but we just closed the gate. I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late. When I lose my appetite, that's when they fill my plate. When I put the coffee on, the pot won't percolate. Seems like I'm always a dollar short, and always one day late.
Hey, Stan Johnson is here.
Hello, Stan and Sandy.
And he says, hi, George and Lynn. Greetings from a cloudy northwest Ohio.
Oh, my.
Love your new harp. I have a
Thank you.
Daigle Desert Rose model.
Oh, those are nice sounding instruments.
And Ziggy said, perhaps due to impaired hearing, I feel that the auto harp is too loud for the singing. Moving the voice mic nearer to George might help, so I did that while
Okay.
you were playing. So I hope it's better. And Philippa's here.
Hey, Philippa.
Hey, guys, finally made it. Hi.
Good to have you back.
Yes.
Hope you're getting along good with your new computer.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I hope this is better on the mic, Ziggy. 'Cause
I might. I think I'm not going to play with these picks. I don't like what's happening. They are,
It's just better bare nails.
well,
This instrument.
I did an interview last Saturday with Hal Weeks for his Stalking the Wild Auto Harp channel on lap style playing. And he asked me to play an Oscar Schmidt cross-handed, and then he wanted me to play the Tahoma. And I was talking to him about it, how I'm just not yet able to hit the melody notes cleanly. And he said, well, the strings are different. I said, no, they're the same distance apart. He said, yeah, but the geometry of the harp is backwards. So I'd have my auto harps like this. That's how I did my Schmitz. And I can't get to the high notes that way.
Right.
So he said, turn it like 90 degrees like that. And boy, it opened up a whole new realm of possibilities, but I'm still getting used to this thing.
Flip said on her computer it's working okay, but I think I might try a different monitor.
Well, yeah, that one's good luck with that.
Yes.
So that's the news on that. I'm working on songs for the contest.
Yep.
I need to settle down and work on just a few. I tried to do a couple that, if I had another year to prepare, they'd be
Yeah.
great. But I have to go back to my roots, I guess, and not try to be so pretentious. Here's a song that was written by Don Schlitz and was recorded by Kenny Rogers in 1978. It's called "The Gambler." On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring at the window at the darkness, till the boredom overtook us. Till we began and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. He said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. And in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You've got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens to my gadget here.
I think it's not straight. It's come my way a little bit there. That's right.
It's really not straight.
Yeah.
Come on.
And your dog says hi. That one right there.
Hey, Lulu.
She has come to see you.
Hi. Yes, we're playing buttons again.
It makes it so difficult to come see you
Yeah.
and to get around the microphones. But she did it.
She never fails.
Flip said, always like Kenny Rogers, other than Lucille.
Yeah, Lucille was certainly not one of his
No.
better efforts, that's for sure. I got to agree with you there, although I have actually played it when it's requested.
Pat Byrne is here. Hi, George, and
Hello,
your wife.
Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Top of the evening to you, sir.
Flip said Lucille got me the night some guy at the Eagles played it all night.
Oh, yeah. My mom played country roads like that.
Yeah.
Her and a couple other people at this place we drank at just played it over and over and over. They wore out 3 copies.
Ziggy said a problem I had also with Ivan's concert last Sunday is that I get hiccups every few seconds and the video is delayed out of sync with the audio. I'll try to start my browser anew, so goodbye for a while. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I hope you can
there have been internet issues, at least with us the last couple weekends we've had, and I don't know whether they were just resetting. Pat said I gave up the pubs too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah,
this is
everything's going
happening.
up.
Yeah.
That's
You got to save your
true.
money for important things, food,
Yep.
transportation. Pat says, I save money now. That's
Indeed.
exactly what I said. Yep, save the money.
Here's this whole show's about money.
Yeah.
So here's a song written by Jimmy Cox and has been sung by all kind of people. And I hope that I can play it without butchering it too badly. It's called Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. You really want to hear somebody play this on an auto harp, get Drew Smith to play it for you. Once I lived the life of a millionaire. Spent all my money, Lord, like I didn't care. Treating my friends out for a mighty good time. Buying them fancy liquor, champagne and wine. And then I began to fall so low. I didn't have no money and no place to go. I ever get my hands on $1 again, I'm gonna hang on to it till that eagle grins, 'cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket you haven't got a penny. As for your friends, well, there ain't too many. If I ever get back on my feet again, everybody wants to be my long-lost friend. It's mighty strange, without a doubt, how nobody knows you when you're down and out. Then I began to fall so low. I didn't have no money and no place to go. I ever get my hands on $1 again, I'm gonna hang on to it till that eagle grins, 'cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket you haven't got a penny. As for your friends, well, there ain't too many. If I ever get back on my feet again, everybody wants to be my long-lost friend. It's mighty strange, without a doubt, how nobody knows you when you're down and out. I mean, when you're down and out.
Yeah. Pat said they are not the same anymore, meaning pubs. No fun. And they also mentions car insurance.
Yeah.
And Flip said, another old favorite we used to play a lot. And then I'm not sure, capital D, capital E, and another smiley face. So I don't know what that means. I should know what that means. Terry said, fantastic, long lost friends.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Philippa.
Yes.
Okay. Here is a song that was written by Mike Snyder and recorded by a couple of guys that bill themselves as the Moron Brothers. Their idea of North Kentucky romance, I guess. You say that I don't love you. You say my love's untrue. Well, if I was a rich man, I'd prove my love to you. I'd buy for you a diamond ring, a new fur coat or two. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. I'd build you a mansion up on the mountaintop. If my nose was only running money, but honey, it's not. It's a booger of a problem that I got. Wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, we'd have everything we please. Anytime we needed cash, all I'd have to do is sneeze. We'd all be eating high on the hog, and the hog wouldn't be so lean. If my nose was running money, we'd be rolling in the green. It's a booger of a problem that I got. I wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd buy you a John Deere tractor and we'd get rid of that old gray mule. I'd carry you down to the store and buy you a brand new pair of shoes, and you'd not have to be plowing barefoot like you always do. It's a booger of a problem that I got. Wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, we could eat out all the time. Fanciest restaurants in town is where we'd go to dine. We could blow my nose and pay the check right before we leave. We'd give the waitress a great big tip what I wiped off on my sleeve. It's a booger of a problem that I got. I wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, honey, I'd blow it all on you.
That'll make your nose run. It just does. I don't know. Anyway, Ziggy said, I'm back. No hiccups as yet.
Oh, good.
And Patricia said hi to Ivan, or hello, Ivan. And Flip said, that means typo. That
Oh,
I did not know this.
really?
And so she must have had a typo I didn't notice. And Ivan said, ew.
Yes.
It's what I say.
Like I said, North Kentucky culture. That's romance up that way. Now,
I really thought I was going to sneeze right in the middle of that song. I don't know. I did.
well, it would have added to it.
Yes.
I mean, it needed all the help it could get.
Of all the songs, that would be the one.
You know, really, if you think about it. Here's a song written by Alex Harvey and recorded by the Giesenslaws. And they're a country group. And they do a lot of serious stuff, but then every once in a while they get right with everything and do something like this. It's called $5 Fine. We're a fun-loving crowd, kinda rowdy and loud. Our jukebox won't play no sad songs. So don't come in here and cry in your beer, 'cause we don't care about who done who wrong. We got a $5 fine for whining. We'll tell you before you come in. If it ain't on your mind to have a good time, y'all come back and see us again. Well, we don't really care about your clothes and your hair. This party is open to all. Yeah, we like a good joke, and it's alright to smoke. We got just one rule on the wall. We got a $5 fine for whining. We'll tell you before you come in. If it ain't on your mind to have a good time, y'all come back and see us again. Now there's too many fools making too many rules. That's one thing you can't say about us, 'cause we all get along when we sing the same song. Even if you have to sing it over and over. There's just one thing that causes a fuss. We got a $5 fine for whining. We'll tell you before you come in. If it ain't on your mind to have a good time, y'all come back and see us again. We got a $5 fine for whining. See, those old boys know how to have a good time.
That's right.
And not one of their noses is running money either.
No.
ENT guys would love that. You know, ear, nose, and throat doctors, I don't think I can cure that, sorry.
Right.
But it'll cost you a lot of money to find that out.
Oh, dear.
This next song was written by Harlan Howard and was recorded by Johnny Cash in 1963. My bills are all due, and the babies need shoes, but I'm busted. Cotton is down to $0.25 a pound, and I'm busted. I got a cow that went dry, and a hen that won't lay. A big stack of bills that get bigger each day. The county will haul my belongings away. I'm busted. I went to my brother to ask for a loan. I was busted. I hate to beg like a dog for a bone, but I'm busted. My brother said there ain't a thing I can do. My wife and the kids are all down with the flu. And I was just thinking of calling on you. I'm busted. Lord, I'm no thief, but a man can go wrong when he's busted. The food we canned last summer is gone, and I'm busted. The fields are all bare, and the cotton won't grow. Me and my family gotta pack up and go. Where I'll make a living, the Lord only knows, but I'm busted. There actually was an auto harp that played that little riff there in the recording.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if June Carter played it or who,
Wow.
but
Maybe.
I've heard the song a million times, and I hadn't listened to it for many years. And I listened to it just to go back over the words. I said, "My God, that's an auto harp in there." So
Wow.
you get attuned to these things.
Yes.
The next couple of songs are by people who make money the old-fashioned way. They steal it.
Oh, no.
The first one of these, I don't know anything about. I don't know who wrote it.
Yes.
Richard Elwin recorded it, and I heard it on a radio show that I listened to about 10 years ago, called Calling All Cowboys. It's called the Nye County Drifter. There's 5,000 gold in the strong box. Jimmy Dolan's tucked up on the seat. 244 Colts in his waistband, and a scatter gun down by his feet. There's rumors of Nye County drifters been seen on the street late at night, passing from shadow to shadow, with intentions that don't look quite right. Jimmy Dolan is tense and uneasy. His eyes sweep the road side to side, watching for any sudden movement in the trees where an outlaw might hide. Beside him sits Big John O'Malley, 20 years hauling payroll and freight, with a face that is tough as the reins that he holds as the wagon rolls through Devil's Gate. The road cuts the hill through Gold Canyon. It's steep to the creek far below, from Donovan's Mill into Dayton. It's treacherous, rocky, and slow. There's deep ruts and mudslides and switchbacks. The miners are waiting on pay, but there'll be plenty of room, all right, at the Wild Horse Saloon tonight, and miners who won't see their way. Suddenly there's a shot loud as thunder. Sean O'Malley falls dead in his tracks. There's a red stain that spreads from the wound in his chest, and the reins in his hands all go slack. The horses are wild-eyed and frenzied. They panic and bolt for the ledge. Jimmy Dolan is tossed to the sage and the rocks, and the wagon goes over the edge. Few men are immune to temptation. Fewer still once the fire takes hold. Gone is your goodwill and reason, it seems, consumed by the power of gold. Consumed by the power of gold. There's a high sound of whistling bullets, kicking up dirt all around. A rifle 100 yards distant has Jimmy Dolan pinned down. Jimmy Dolan takes no hesitation. I can't give him time to reload. He runs for the gray granite rim rock, pulls a 44 out of his coat. A bullet rips into his shoulder, slams Jimmy hard to the ground. His scream echoes all through Gold Canyon, but only one man hears that sound. Few men are immune to temptation. Fewer still once the fire takes hold. And gone is your goodwill and reason, it seems, consumed by the power of gold. Consumed by the power of gold. A shadow falls on Jimmy Dolan, kicks the gun away out of his hand, and the eyes of a Nye County drifter watch Jimmy's blood drain away in the sand. I'll finish you now, says the stranger, and raises his rifle to shoot. With the last of his strength, Jimmy Dolan pulls a pistol from out of his boot. Two shots fired in rapid succession, knee between the eyes go each round. He was halfway to hell by the time that he fell. He was dead when his knees hit the ground. Few men are immune to temptation. Fewer still once the fire takes hold. Gone is your goodwill and reason, it seems, consumed by the power of gold. Consumed by the power of gold. On the hill overlooking Gold Canyon, in the trees there's an old rugged cross. Here lies a Nye County drifter. His name is known only to God.
Wow. Philippa shared two, I guess would be sites. Nye County Drifter by Richard Elion, and then I think it says BPM and key. And then also one, possibly the same place, Come Back Home by Richard Ardello Van, I can't read that, Van at .net. Anyway, there are two songs by the person who did that.
Oh, cool.
I'm pretty sure that's...
I'll absolutely have to look into that.
Yes, thank you.
All right, here's one that was...
Richard Deloyan. Okay.
What?
Richard Eloyan. I've not heard that. Eloyan.
Eloyan. Yeah.
Eloyan, yes. Sorry.
That's okay. I've never been able to find out much about it, so...
What's a good song?
We ought to do another cowboy show. We did one a way long time ago.
I'd be definitely into that. Cowboy song. One.
Yeah.
Flip said he has an entire album of Nevada songs.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, here is a song by the New Riders of the Purple Sage called The Glendale Train. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's and left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made off with the gold. Now Charlie Jones was the engineer. He had 20 years on the line. He kissed his wife at the station gate this morning at 6:35. Everything went fine till at 9:30 when Charlie looked up and he saw there were men on horses, men with guns, and no sign of the law. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's, left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. Now Amos White was a baggage man, and he dearly loved his job. The company, they rewarded him with a gold pin, watch and fob. Now Amos, he was a mark in the time when the door blew off his car. They found Amos White in 15 pieces, 15 miles apart. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's, left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. I said somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold.
Yeah. Siggy said, somebody robbed the Glendale train. Obviously, Jesse James.
Could
Smiley
be.
face. Yes.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be. Would you? I forgot to bring one of these back. Get our CD.
Oh, yes. I'll do that right now.
I thank you. I wish we were so busy doing all kinds of other things and just blowing around in the wind here trying to get everything set up. Hopefully we have not missed a comment, but
no, Ziggy's was the last one.
Yeah.
So far, the comments, I think. Well, I don't know. You know, you don't miss what you don't have.
well, that's true.
It isn't there.
That's absolutely true. We are getting ready for MLAG. Registrations are still available if you haven't signed up yet and you want to go. It might be a good idea to sign up real soon. Ivan's going to perform. Can't wait to hear that. Love to hear him live. And workshops by all sorts of luminaries. Great concerts and everything.
Probably I should hold it in front of the camera.
We have an announcement to make. The endowment committee, since I got everything done early and all, has given me permission to go ahead and put our Forever Friends CD on sale.
I'm going to show you.
And Lynn's
Hopefully I can put it where you guys can see it. Let's see.
Gonna try to show it to you.
I'm trying to look and see the ticket on this. I think I've got a shine on it some way.
You say that every time.
I know. But you can see it on the website too. But
Anyway, if you want to order one of your very own, you can go to autoharpdownhome.com and you can order our Forever Friends CD. It is Songs About Dogs. And it's it talks about all phases of dog ownership from the time you get your dog until the time your dog passes away. I hope you'll buy it.
Ivan said show the inside.
Oh yeah, show the
I
inside.
did, but I don't know whether it...
Artwork by Ivan Stiles, by the way. Go ahead and see if you can show him the inside.
Ivan
again.
said, your video slowed down and the pitch lowered with it. And of course, I don't have my mic up.
No, the pitch lowered
What
with it.
key was that? And Flip said, ought to write a song about the great Morgan County bank robbery.
Yeah, it was. I played it in C, Ivan. That Glendale Train song I played in C. I think it's very interesting. This computer was supposed to be a hog, and I'm not sure that it can. Not sure it can handle the load. I'm really not.
Ziggy said the picture on the CD cover cannot be George. No hat. Well, we got one inside.
Yeah, there's one inside. Do you want to try to show him the inside?
I did. I'm going to hold it up this way, and hopefully, I can't really tell if that's not going to work. I'm going to try again. I'm not sure the lighting is good this way, and I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm going
Turn the
to try.
computer around. Oh, you can't with all that stuff on there. Okay.
Let's see. This would be the inside.
We hadn't had a lot of complaints about this kind of stuff in the past. I find it interesting that we're having issues now with slowdowns and freeze-ups and stuff when we went to this computer.
Yeah,
That's not good news, but
I don't think it's happening for everybody, but it's happening for some folks.
yeah, and it wasn't happening at all
No, I don't know.
on the other one.
Ivan said we saw it.
Okay, good.
The pitch dropped to B, he said.
That's interesting. That happens with you sometimes. Sometimes the pitch doesn't drop, but there'll be a cutout, and then you speed up for a minute, and then you catch up. So I don't know what the children are doing, but
No.
we may have to revert to another thing and then sell this thing. It's not. If I'm going to try one more show with it, if we have problems like this again, or I might do a test.
Ivan said, tell me the key of your next song, I'll check it again.
Okay, the next song is from the CD. It's called Puppy at the Pound. It was written by Harry Chapin. I'm sorry, it was written by Tom Chapin, Harry's brother.
Yeah.
And it is in the key of G. Looks like I'm going to break a fingernail. I may have to go back to picks. Let's see here. Can we get a dog? Mom said yes. We looked at Dad. He said, I guess it might be nice to have a dog around. Let's go pick out a puppy at the pound. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound. Might be nice to have a dog around. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound. We're picking up a puppy at the pound. What do you want, Mom? I don't care, as long as it doesn't shed its hair, won't bark at night or dig up the ground. Let's go pick out a puppy at the pound. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound, won't bark at night or dig up the ground. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound. We're picking up a puppy at the pound. What do you want, Dad? Not too small, one I can train to come when I call. Kinda smart, but not tightly wound. Let's go pick out a puppy at the pound. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound. Kinda smart, but not tightly wound. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound. We're picking up a puppy at the pound. What do you want, kids? We don't care. Let's just get the best one there. Happiest, friendliest dog around. Let's go pick out a puppy at the pound. We saw bulldog, boxers, masters, Malamute. Dogs so weird and ugly they were cute. We saw bloodhounds, coonhounds, wolfhounds, and Shar-Pei. Setters and retrievers and one Bichon Frise. We got a little puppy at the pound, a lab poodle mixed with a basset hound. She's exactly what we need, the perfect smorgasbord. She sheds a little, barks now and then, and when Dad calls, he has to call again. But she's the happiest, friendliest dog around. We've got the perfect puppy at the pound. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound, happiest, friendliest dog around. Puppy at the pound, puppy at the pound. We're picking up a puppy at the pound.
Ivan says you're in F sharp.
Weird.
Is that how it's coming across to him?
Yeah, apparently so.
We're getting
It's a half step low.
weird.
That's weird.
Pitch drops. Huh.
Wow. We can't. Thanks for letting me know about that, Ivan. I really. I've never heard of that before. That's a new one, even on me. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just muddle through until we can work on it. Here is a song by Porter Wagoner, which I'm playing in F.
Okay. F.
Written by Red Hayes and Jack Rhodes. Porter Wagoner, 1957. It's called Satisfied Mind. How many times have you heard someone say, if I had his money, I could do things my way? But little they know that it's so hard to find one rich man in 10 with a satisfied mind. Once I was waiting in fortune and fame, everything that I dreamed of to get a start in life's game. Then suddenly it happened, I lost every dime. Now I'm richer by far with a satisfied mind. Money can't buy back your youth when you're old, or a friend when you're lonely, or love that's grown cold. The wealthiest person is a pauper at times, compared to the man with a satisfied mind.
Yeah. Pam Kennedy.
Hello, Pam.
That was a great song, George. Loved it, about Puppy at the Pound.
Thank you.
And Ivan said, doesn't matter unless we try to play along. And he's right.
Yeah, that's going to mess you up.
Transpose. But I guess you can if you're on
Not an
house.
auto harp. You're limited by whatever buttons.
Yeah.
I got my iPhone, Pam. As soon as I get it hooked up to a carrier, I'll be picking your brain. The iPhone has there's an app in the App Store that is a talking instrument tuner, and my daughter installed it on her iPhone just to show it to me, and it'll tell you how many cents flat or sharp you are, and when you're in tune and everything. I want that, so
Yes.
I went out and bought a used iPhone. And they have a lot of other apps for blind folks, too, that help us read signs in the streets and barcodes in the grocery store and, tell us what's around us. Like if we're looking for a chair, they'll tell you there's an empty chair to your right and stuff. So anyway, glad you could come, Pam.
Yes, welcome.
Really
welcome.
appreciate you stopping by. Here's a Billy Carrington song that I just love. The first time I heard it, it was like one of those, I gotta learn that. This old man and me, we're at the bar and we're having some beers and swapping I don't cares and talking politics, blonde and redhead chicks, old dogs and new tricks and habits we ain't kicked. We talked about God's grace and all the hell we raised, and then I heard the old man say, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. He said, I fought 2 wars, been married and divorced. What brings you to Ohio? He said, damned if I know. We talked an hour or 2 about every girl we knew, what all we put 'em through, like 2 old boys will do. We pondered life and death. He lit a cigarette. He said, these damn things will kill me yet. But God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. Last call was 2 a.m. I said goodbye to him. I never talked to him again. Then one sunny day, I saw the old man's face. Front page obituary, he was a millionaire. He left his fortune to some guy he barely knew. His kids were mad as hell. Me, I'm doing well. And I dropped by today to just say thanks and pray. And I left a 6-pack right there on his grave. And I said, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy.
said, what I receive on my end is different from Ivan. Satisfied Mind was clearly in F, the former song in G, according to my auto harp. And then he said, and this song is in C.
I don't understand. 'Cause
What were you playing?
I was playing it in F.
F, oh dear.
And I use an oscillator program on my computer that will play all the notes on a piano keyboard. And I tune what I've been doing is tuning this to those tones where there are as few beats as I can possibly get. And with the fine tuner, you can tune them right
Ivan
down.
says yes, it was F.
Huh. Is it? It's not Halloween, is it? No?
Yes, no.
I don't. Are there any Irish holidays other than St. Patty's Day where the leprechauns may
No,
come
I
out?
think so.
I
But I don't know.
I don't know. I really am baffled, folks.
I don't know either. Why would it change pitch depending on where it goes? One of the great mysteries
Yeah.
of the, what did they used to call it, the highway, the information highway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's a song written and recorded by Hank Williams. If you got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. We'll make all the night spots, dance, drink beer and wine. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. There ain't no use to tarry, so let's start out tonight. We'll spread joy, oh boy, and we'll spread it right. We'll have more fun, baby, all the way down the line. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. If you got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. Bring along your Cadillac, leave my old wreck behind. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time. Yes, we'll go honky-tonkin', make every club in town. We'll go to the park where it's dark, we won't fool around. But if you run short of money, I'll run short of time. If you got no more money, honey, I've no more time. If you got the money, I've got the time. We'll go honky-tonkin' and we'll have a time. We'll make all the night spots, dance, drink beer and wine. If you got the money, honey, I've got the time.
Yeah. That's a fun song.
Hmm?
That's a fun song.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That was one of Ted's favorites.
Ah, yes.
He liked that one.
Ziggy wanted to know this one in F, question mark?
Yeah, yes, that one was in F.
Okay.
I had it written down to play in another key, but I changed it at the last minute because the other key was a little bit too low.
Nan said, nice.
Thank you. Here's a song that I first heard when I was a little kid. It was written by a guy or a gal named Jerry N. Capehart. Late 50s, early 60s. I had it on a 45 RPM record. My grandparents gave me a little 45 RPM record player. It had a little speaker in the front and a volume control on the side.
I remember.
And it was made out of Bakelite, black plastic. And they'd bring me records and cowboy records. And I had Old Soldiers Never Die by Vaughn Monroe, the song they sang when Douglas MacArthur resigned.
I love Von Monroe. He had an incredible voice.
He really
It
did.
was so beautiful.
And they bought me
Deep voice.
this record. It was recorded by Walter Brennan. And what the heck is it called? It's called Dutchman's Gold. And for those of you who are paying attention to such things, I'm going to play it in C. I don't know what it'll come out, probably high H, but we'll see. Dutchman's Gold, oh, Dutchman's Gold. In the Arizona desert stands a giant of earth and stone, mighty Superstition Mountain, with its mystery and its gold. A miner out prospecting found his fortune and his fame, found the gold of superstition. Just plain Dutchman was his name. Oh, the Dutchman was a gambler, and a party was his fun. But he kept his precious secret, never trusting anyone. And in death he still is laughing, for the grave his secret holds. And the mighty superstition keeps the Dutchman's yellow gold, yellow gold. Mighty Superstition Mountain, standing high and all alone. Once you told your precious secret, and you gave your soft, pure gold. Apache Indians know the story, and in legend there's told many tales of the beginning when you gave your yellow gold. Now I'd like to dream and wonder if someday you'll give again the bounty of your treasure to some lonely, struggling man. And if you, in all your splendor, may choose me to be the one to find your precious treasure shining yellow in the sun. Oh, the Dutchman was a gambler, and a party was his fun. But he kept his precious secret, never trusting anyone. And in death it still is laughing, for the grave his secret holds. And the mighty superstition keeps the Dutchman's yellow gold, yellow gold, yellow gold. Dutchman's gold.
Wow. I think Ziggy has, and this song is in C. I probably harmonized with the V chord. Sorry. Sad face.
Yeah.
And Pat says, George, I saw the album about dogs. Great stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. It's one thing I did forget to mention. Every penny you pay except for shipping and handling costs. And I don't sell it for a dime and charge you $100 shipping and handling either.
No,
about 80% of the purchase price is going to be donated to Southeastern Guide Dogs for the Blind in Palmetto, Florida. I'm not keeping any money.
we cover the shipping.
The shipping is covered in the price.
The price.
So
yes.
it's that. Now, I don't know about overseas shipping at all.
That's true.
If one of you folks orders from overseas, I'll do my best to get it to you as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah, we don't know exactly
I don't know how to do
what
that.
we're doing there.
But then this whole experience has been gee, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's right. We do it anyway. We're going
Yeah.
forward.
We do it or we don't do it.
That's
It's-
right.
It's kind of like
You can
that.
count on that.
You can count on that. We'll either do it or we won't.
And Pat said, did you look up the radio station? And, Ivan's got to go. Peter and Stella, the Wonder Dog, have arrived. We'll catch the rest later.
Okay, Ivan, we'll see you tomorrow. And by golly, y'all, if you don't already know about it, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, Ivan puts on a whale of a show every Sunday
Yes.
afternoon. And he hasn't missed a beat. He and his lovely wife, Nancy, and guests occasionally.
Yes.
I rarely miss them. And if you haven't had enough auto harp and you want to hear a master, go to the Ivan Styles Facebook profile and check him out. He's good.
Pat said 93.3. I think he's talking about the radio station.
Yes, I did. I remember that now. Yes, I did. There's a 93.3 here in town, but that's not it. And I was not able to listen to it. I found it, but they said it wasn't available in my area for some reason. I'm going to have to, I'll get a VPN set up and try it again, Pat.
Ivan said, thanks, George and Lynn.
Hey, no problem, man. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll try to figure out what happened, Pat.
Indeed we will. How are we doing on time, sweetheart?
We have 2:18.
2:18. We're going
Yes.
might get done a little early today.
It's on the
see.
computer as well as your clock, and I've been depending on the computer, so it's down
Oh,
there like
well.
you would expect.
Yeah, but
It to
doggone it,
be.
I don't like this. What's happening here?
Well, it says the same as your clock, so both of them say 2:18.
What I meant was, it's neat that you can check it out on the computer and we can get all the comments and everything.
Yes.
But if it's butchering the stream,
Well, I don't know that. It's just odd. And we've not had this before, but we've really not talked about what keys before, have you?
no. But if somebody's playing along like Ivan was, he'll
Yeah.
know. That's what
Or
he's. That's what
Ziggy.
he's probably doing. He was probably
Ziggy, too.
and Ziggy too.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, fellas.
Well, if you've done that before and not had a problem, and then today you do, then that means it's this laptop.
Yeah. Well, it could mean that.
That's true. Don't just decide you know.
It could also mean that they've made a change since 2 weeks
You
ago.
don't think they'd do such a thing?
Never.
Is that?
If I did things the way they did them, I would have been peddling
Pat
pencils.
says, hey, download the app Radio USA.
I will as soon as I get my iPhone up and running. I'm not a big phone user.
Neither
Pat.
one of us is great with phones.
I can make a computer sit up and howl, but I'm not real good with
I
phones,
do that with
unfortunately.
phones. I can make phones do weird things.
You can make phones sit up and go, yikes,
Yes,
yikes,
run
no."
away. Yeah, you don't want to set your background and your foreground to the same color without knowing it, because then your whole thing, you can't read it.
Right. And it's even worse when you set them both to black.
Yeah, which
because
is what
it
I
makes you
did.
think your phone's just dead.
And I said it was broken. Daughter of ours figured it out.
Here's a song that was it's a traditional song. It came out of the it was a slave kind of song, and just after the Civil War. The version I'm going to do is the words by the Kingston Trio. I'm playing it in F, and it's called "Pay Me My Money Down." Well, I thought I heard a captain say, "Pay me." Well, I thought I heard a captain say, "Pay me my money down. Tomorrow is my sailing day. Pay me my money down. Well, pay me, pay me, pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down." As soon as that boat was clear of the bar, pay me my money down. He knocked me down with the end of a spar. Pay me my money down. Oh, pay me, pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down. Wish I was Sherman Adamson. Pay me my money down. Get a Coke and have some fun. Pay me my money down. Oh, pay me, pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down. Wish I was her jealous son. Pay me my money down. Fly away and have some fun. Pay me my money down. Oh, pay me, pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down. Oh, pay me, pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down.
Yeah.
This auto harp is amazing. It settles and stays in tune with itself, even if it's a little bit flat or sharp. I tuned it this morning, and I knew I had a couple of strings out, and they're not out now, at least not significantly. This is a great auto harp, man. If you're thinking about a new one, or you want to buy your first luthier harp, this is my first luthier harp, and boy, I
can't get over the sound. It is so beautiful.
Yes, exactly. That's true. I just need to learn to play melodies a little bit better. I'm getting there. I'm going to buy some metal Alaska picks, like the plastic ones, but they're not as thick, because I do better with bare nails, but my old nails won't stand up under it. And the nails people around here think that the nails they have will shatter when I play this instrument.
Possible.
So they're not anxious to
No, they don't recommend
put them
it.
on. They don't recommend it. Here's a song by Dick Feller, written and recorded by, and we're going to play it in G. It's called Big Money. With my hat on my head and smile on my face, I was jogging by the Rolls Royce place, and in the window was a deluxe automobile with a leather interior and all four tires to run 200 miles an hour, with a handmade inlaid solid gold steering wheel. Well, I waltzed on into the showroom floor. I kicked the tires and slammed the door. The salesman came by in a burgundy pants and white shoes. He said, "Boy, get away from that car. I seen you coming and I know what you are. And if you're betting to buy that car, I'm betting you lose. 'Cause you're talking big money. I mean big money. And you look like a five and dimer to me. If you want my help and you need my skill, just write it all out on a $100 bill, 'cause big money's what you'll need." Well, I boogied on past the hula hut, on up the alley for a little shortcut, and a man jumped out of a doorway with a gun. He said, "Stop right there, don't you make a sound. If you value your life, don't turn around. Lay all your folding money on the ground, son." I said, "With the IRS and the alimony, the state of rent, and the price of baloney, I don't have one folding dollar, I'm just poor folk." He said, "Well, here then, you better take this 10, 'cause my partner's working at the other end, and he sure will be mad if he finds you broke. 'Cause he's talking big money, I mean big money, and you look like a five and dimer to me. If you want my help, need my skill, just scribble it out on a $100 bill, 'cause big money is what you'll need." Well, I was coming up short and missing the point, so I stopped off at this little joint for something tall and cool to ease my mind. There sat this lady at the bar, as lovely as a music star, as lovely as a movie star. She filled out that Demi Moore dress just fine. I said, sweetheart, I'm an expert lover. I like my dog and I love my mother. Marry me and see things you've never seen. She said, when I'm married, it'll be for love, and what I love is that folding stuff, and you won't see me in white without that green. And I'm talking big money, I mean big money, and you look like a five and dimer to me. If you want my help, need my skill, just write it all out on a $100 bill, 'cause big money is what you need. I don't need just a greenback $1, 'cause I'll take a check or a credit card. Played in G. Facebook will translate that to high R.
Yeah.
Or something. Oh, that's not a cool key, dude.
Right.
You're old. You gotta play it up here.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, I'm grateful for Facebook, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have gotten to know y'all.
Well, that's true. We shouldn't diss
I
them all the
I wouldn't be
time.
able to, Lynn and I wouldn't be able to get on and play music for you every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
We like you.
I didn't mean it.
We like you, Facebook. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. This is another Dick Feller tune. Got a double header for Dick.
Dick feller.
Yeah.
Well, he's a nice feller, they say.
Dare I say a double dick?
No.
No?
I don't think that's
Okay,
it.
I didn't say it then. We'll play
Ziggy
it.
said, I'm just ordering your CD, and I see that I cannot enter my German phone number. It doesn't fit in the U.S. format. Order submitted. I'll put extra shipping money on your PayPal account.
Oh, thank you, Ziggy.
Thank you.
Write that down, Lynn. I need to get with Sam and have that fixed.
Okay, this is...
The order page won't accept international phone numbers. The format's wrong. I'm sure that's a switch they can flip.
Yeah.
The guys who built my website are really good friends of mine. We developed software together back years and years ago, worked half the night. We'd work on his stuff at night and our stuff during the day. It was those were fun times. Anyway, Dick Feller. It's called Money, Trouble, and Love. Now, friend, I ain't no preacher, and I don't claim to know it all. I don't have me no PhD or no shiny crystal ball. But of all the pain and misery I've seen in these years of mine, there seems to me to be three things that were present every time. I mean, money, trouble, and love go hand in hand, it seems. Too much of one, not enough of the other can sure be a hell of a thing. Money, trouble, and love, it's the same old story, my friend. You're gonna need a little money to buy you out of trouble that love can get you in. I knew a man named Wee Willie Sloan. He was an ornery, gambling high. He had a crap game going back in the alley, and he made a little book on the side. Well, a high-toned, soft-skinned, uptown woman came along and took Willie's eye. Told her what he had, and it was sure too bad, 'cause she was working for the FBI. It was money, trouble, and love that did old Willie in. Now he's counting the stars through the cold steel bars and thinking back over his sins. Money, trouble, and love. Oh, Willie, my poor old friend, didn't have enough money to bail him out of trouble that love had got him in. I knew an old man named Albert, a millionaire I've told. Like old King Midas, everything he touched was suddenly turned to gold. Well, in 93 years he married a girl, 23 and not one day more. When they found him next morning, he was lying on the floor, cold dead on the floor. Money, trouble, and love, that did old Albert in. She wanted his money, he wanted her love, and it wound up with trouble for him. Now he's up there knocking on the Golden Gate, saying, "Oh, St. Peter, my friend, if there ain't enough money in the whole damn world to buy me back again." So listen, all you rounders, you better keep a little private stash, and don't let your mouth go writing no check that your body can't cash. And if you got a little love or money, well, you better keep this in mind. You can bet your ass that your old friend Trouble can't be too far behind. Money, trouble, and love go hand in hand, it seems. Too much of one, not enough of the other, can sure be a hell of a thing. Money, trouble, and love, it's the same old story, my friend. You're gonna need a little money to buy you out of trouble that love can get you in. You better save your money to bail you out of trouble that love can get you in. Yeah.
Ziggy suggested better no phone number format at all.
Well, I have to. I'm working that. That's a good idea, Ziggy. I like it, and I'll see if they'll let me do that. This is a Square account, which allows them to deal with all the hassles with the credit card companies and debit card companies and stuff like that. So I have to. Stay within their regulations, but I'll bet that there's if we tick the box that says international sales, it'll probably fix it.
But we'll check with our guy.
We'll check with our guy. Here's a song in G that I first heard in a song circle that I'm privileged to attend along with Ziggy and Ivan on Saturday nights. It was played by, to my mind, one of the best auto harp players extant, that's still alive, Drew Smith. The man can absolutely play the auto harp. He's hospitalized right now. God love him. I hope he gets well.
We're saying prayers every day.
We are.
That he gets stronger.
He can make auto harps say things that I just like. Okay. Anyway, he played this in that song circle, and it's called the Cougalsville National Bank. It was originally recorded, I think, by Lil Appel. Lou Mitchell wrote it in 1966, and she may have recorded it then too. I really don't know, but it's another one of those, I got to learn that. So this is in G, the Cougalsville National Bank. There's a little old lady who lives up the street. Her house is so tiny, her house is so neat. No one could imagine, however they'd try, what this little old lady was doing on the side. She's someone's grandmother, her hair's snowy white. The FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsville National Bank. Now the Kugelsville Bank had an audit today, and I'm here to tell you there's all hell to pay. She filched all the money in tiny amounts from out of 100 dormant accounts. She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white, and the FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the look from the Kugelsville National Bank. The children all loved her, and grown-ups would vie for a piece of her old-fashioned blueberry pie. No one suspected, not even Hank, she was juggling the books at the Kugelsville Bank. She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. The FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsville National Bank. Now she worked 20 years without a vacation. The president said that was real dedication. But on this subject she remained rather mute. She simply smiled sweetly and piled up the loot. She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. The FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsville National Bank. Now she gave to the church, and no thoughts were higher. A voice like an angel was heard from the choir. From her picture window there glows no more light. She's dying in Rio Janeiro tonight. She's someone's grandmother with hair snowy white. The FBI's hot on her trail tonight. She's down in Brazil with the janitor Hank and the loot from the Kugelsville National Bank. Oh, Granny.
Oh, yeah.
Done ripped off everybody.
Patricia said, "Thank you, George and Lynn. I have to leave early because Arlo has school." Arlo's a sweetie.
Yeah,
I saw pictures
he
of
is.
Arlo.
You're wise to do that, Patricia.
Yes.
You'll be glad you did. Dachshunds are very intelligent, but they need something to do, as you well know. So I wish you and Arlo all the luck there is in school, and let us know when he gets his diploma. You have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at Ivan's, probably.
And Ziggy said, another suggestion for the CD ordering, allow also payment via PayPal. Would have saved me to retrieve the credit card and type in all the info.
Okay, write that down too.
I will.
I will ask Sam about that. That's a very good idea. Well, see, that's why I wanted to announce it to you guys first before it goes, big time at MLAG, so we can iron out some of these bugs. And Those are two really great suggestions, Ziggy. Thank you. How are we doing on time?
2:41.
2:41. Oh my. We're gonna.
Do you have to throw in an extra song?
Yeah, we might. So y'all be thinking about what you might want to hear. Here's a song by Garth Brooks.
Ooh.
And it was written by Unknown. He's written a lot of songs today. Unknown.
Well, he's like a country western singer, but he's almost more western country than he is country western.
Unknown or Garth Brooks?
Garth.
Oh, okay. Gotta get this stuff squared away.
That's right. No, Garth Brooks, cowboy, western country, instead of country western.
This is played in F, and it's called Big Money. That other song was called Big Money, but this is not the same Big Money. This is more Big Money. So we have double Big Money. I mean, we are sui generis around here.
There you go.
My older brother Tommy was a lineman, rest his soul. His job was hanging hot wires on those high-line power poles. Every morning bright and early, he climbed way up in the sky. And I never understood it, so one day I asked him why. He said it pays big money, man, I'm into that. It pays big money if you're willing to take a chance. Let me tell you something, sonny, you ought to see my bank account. It pays big money, but he sure can't spend it now. Well, my late Uncle Charlie was this demolition hound. He'd travel across the country, blowing buildings to the ground. He carried a case of dynamite, seemed everywhere he went. He smoked them long, big cigars, and he'd look at you and grin. He said it pays big money, man, I'm into that. It pays big money if you're willing to take a chance. Let me tell you something, sonny, you ought to see my bank account. It pays big money, but he sure can't spend it now. Now the moral of the story, boys, is don't go getting yourself killed. Be kind to your relations and they might just put you in there. Be kind to your relations and they might just put you in their will. And that pays big money, yeah, be all into that. Yeah, that pays big money, and big money is where it's at. Let me tell you something, sonny, you ought to see my bank account. Yeah, it pays big money, and we're rolling in it now. Yeah, it pays big money, having foolish kin. It pays big money, yes, I owe it all to them. Let me show you something, sonny, look at this bank account, and it pays big money. Let's go spend some of it now. Look at all that. Buy a stick of gum? How much for that? Can you break 100? That's all I got. Lots of them. Yeah.
Ziggy had a comment. Watching your right hand, I'm reminded being told not to rest the forearm on the cord bar holder. On the Oscar, you could rest your right wrist and so the forearm on your left one. Now you have to keep it up in the air all the time. Isn't that rather strenuous?
Actually, I don't think so. But it takes some. I don't feel any fatigue in my arm at all. But it's totally different playing this way, and I have to make changes. For one thing, I don't need to dig so hard at the strings. This thing is really, really, it's got lungs, if you know what I mean. So when I am trying to learn a song, I revert back to my Oscar Schmidt habits, and then I get, instead of, see, I missed that note. I'm doing a lot of that stuff. Probably drives Miss Linda nuts.
No, I love it. Besides, I grew up in a house where people were practicing all the time. Nan would relate to this. We all played instruments, and our mother was a piano and violin teacher, so practicing was something we heard a lot. And I love it. I love to hear you working things out. I don't get tired of it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Tuning gets interesting, but
oh yeah, that's got to be nuts.
Well, I've had to explain it to people.
Really?
Well, Greg or Amber, but when they're over here, what is that? At first I did. Now they know.
Yeah.
But if they have a friend over or whatever, and he's tuning, which you can hear it all over.
Anyway. It's a full life.
It's a good life.
Yeah, it is. We really appreciate everybody's support.
Art is what you do with space. Music is what you do with silence. Something like that.
Oh, that's a
really
nice
cool.
thought.
Music is what you do with silence.
There's a lot of versions to this. And this is another one written by that prolific author, Unknown. I'm doing a version that was recorded in the 60s by the Chad Mitchell Trio. And it's called My Name is Morgan, But It Ain't J.P. Well, my name is Willie Morgan, and I'm a hard enough working man. The motto of my whole life has been be as thrifty as you can. I never use a FedEx envelope when a first class stamp will do. And if you ask me for $1 or two, well, here's what I say to you. My name is Morgan, but it ain't J.P. Ain't got no banks in this world that are named for me. My money's in my pocket and in AT&T. My name is Morgan, but it ain't J.P. I went down to the grocery store just to pick up an item or two. I had no need for a grocery cart, just a little paper bag would do. I had to wait for an hour or more just to get a chance to pay. The man added up a figure and he held in his hand and I nearly fainted away. My name is Morgan, but it ain't J.P. Ain't got no banks in this world that are named for me. My money's in my pocket and in AT&T. My name is Morgan, but it ain't J.P. took my gal to a Broadway show that the whole town wanted to see. The taxi cost me $15. It didn't mean a thing to me. I stepped up to that ticket booth and I laid my money down. Well, he said these seats are $100 each. You could hear me all over this town. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. Ain't got no banks in this world that are named for me. My money is in my pocket and in AT&T. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. I went walking down Bleecker Street with my lady friend, her name was Sue. Keeping her out of them fancy shops was about all that I could do. She squealed with joy at a marvelous toy in the window of an antique shop. When the little old lady quoted a price, I thought my heart would stop. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. Ain't got no banks in this world that are named for me. My money is in my pocket and in AT&T. My name is Morgan, but it ain't JP. I said it's Morgan, but it ain't JP.
I have Felix Moron. Hi, Lynn and George. Greetings from Romania, where I am traveling the next few days.
Oh my, hello Felix.
Yes, and then I have Pat saying there is a girl age 9, what a singer, from the UK. Let's see, we've got moving down here. Ziggy said, hi, Felix, don't get near Dracula.
Yes,
And,
indeed.
Pat said, Emmy Davis, I guess is the person's name. Felix said, already met him. And,
Oh dear.
And Nan said, love it. I love that song too.
Felix, if you want to come back to this page and listen to the very beginning of the show, we did that Murder on Music Row song that we were all talking about last time around.
Yes.
And anyway, whether you do that or not, enjoy your trip.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
It does
And
indeed.
Fascinating.
The Romani people.
Yes.
Where are we? What time
Well,
is
we
it?
got 2:54.
2:54.
So
We're not
closing
bad.
Down to the end here.
Putting on the agony, putting on the style. That's what all the young folks are doing all the while. And as we look around us, we're very apt to smile to see so many people putting on the style. Young man home from college makes great display with a fancy adjective that he can hardly say. It can't be found in Webster's, it won't be for a while. But we know he's only putting on the style. Putting on the agony, putting on the style. That's what all the young folks are doing all the while. And as we look around us, we're very apt to smile to see so many people putting on the style. Young man in a restaurant puffing on a pipe, looking like a pumpkin that's only halfway ripe. A smoking, drinking, cussing, and thinking all the while that there's nothing equal to putting on the style. Putting on the agony, putting on the style. That's what all the young folks are doing all the while. And as we look around us, we're very apt to smile to see so many people putting on the style. Preacher in a pulpit shouting all his might. Glory, hallelujah, puts the people in a fright. They think that Satan's running up and down the aisle, but it's just a preacher putting on the style. Well, he's putting on the agony, putting on the style. That's what all the young folks are doing all the while. And as we look around us, we're very apt to smile to see so many people putting on the style.
Yeah.
Write that down, that I
will.
did it, so I can
Okay,
keep
and then Felix
track.
said, thanks a lot. It's interesting here.
Oh, good. Boy, I'd like to travel sometime. But
Just not by not by boat, not by
Well,
cruise lines.
I don't know,
Such.
but I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be.
If I could
totally
find
against.
somebody to take care of my dog, I wouldn't take my dog abroad.
Well, no,
There's too many regulations and things like that.
lots of shots and stuff too, I imagine.
Well, you just
Yeah.
have to. No, you don't. You
Regulations.
don't need extra shots, but you need to go through a lot of beer. You got to fill out paperwork for every
Papers.
country you're going to visit and everything else.
Well,
Folks, it has been a ball, and
We have had a
thank
great
you for helping us test our new equipment.
yes,
Um,
this has been a
hopefully-
lot better for me.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've missed comments. The phone ran 2 comments and quit.
yeah.
So I'm done with using it.
Well, even if this computer isn't adequate to handle the actual streaming, we could set it up like we used to do your phone,
Yeah.
and you could sit here with it.
Well, I can see better.
Well, yeah, and
So
you could
that's
read
just-
comments and all. You
yes.
can't. The other computer is like 15 feet away from
Right,
here.
I can't read from.
You can't read it from here. So
But anyway, we want to thank you.
we
for-
do. We want to thank you all for helping us get the bugs out of this, and thank you for your ordering the CD,
Yes, thank
Ziggy and Felix. I did announce earlier that my Forever Friends CD is now on sale at autoharpdownhome.com. And it's a CD with songs about dogs.
I'm holding it up a little bit, fairly close to the.
And all the money goes to my guide dog school to support them. So if you'd like to hear some really good dog songs,
Yes.
go to Auto Harp Down Home and
Songs about man's best friend with George McCoy on the auto harp.
yeah. And since we're begging for things here, if you do have a little something extra that you could put into our tip jar, we'd really appreciate it. All the money that you donate is used to get me places. You all sent me to MLAG, and I really thank you. I would not have gotten there without you.
We're very grateful.
And we're very, very grateful to everybody who donated from time to time, and you know who you are, and your generosity is really appreciated. This is going to be the trip of a lifetime for me, and I can't wait until until it's time to get aboard the airplane and fly out. So if you can put something in our tip jar, we'd really appreciate it.
We can join you at MLAG from home, right?
Yes, you can. You can register if you go to mlag.org. They're having a virtual MLAG. You can, for $99 US, get all the workshops and all the concerts. And if you don't want to do all of that, you can buy each one individually for $10. So, like, if you want to see me fall on my nose in the contest, you can get just that. Now, if you buy any one of those, then you get all the social hours, and you also get my release party on Saturday morning at 10:15 Eastern Time, U.S., where they're going to interview me, and the CD is officially launched, and all of that. So if you can't join us in person, register for some of the virtual sessions. There's 5 concerts, 6 workshops, all for $99. That's like a 10% discount. Hello, Sadie.
Come here.
It's 80. Oh, it's 80.
This is the Great Dane.
That's our Great Dane, Sadie.
She puts her nose in, but I don't. There's just that little nose right there. Come see Daddy.
It's
Come over
80.
here and see Dog. Come here.
So, well, I'll do it for a cookie. I'll do it for a Scooby snack.
Here she comes. There. I
Hi,
don't know if you
Sadie.
can see her. She has to sniff Lulu. There's Sadie.
There's Sadie. Hi, Sadie.
She's our Great Dane.
Yeah, she's our 5th Great Dane.
Yeah, I'm in love with the breed of Great Danes.
Hi, girls.
We love our dogs. We sure do.
I love my dog. I love my dog. She's the best friend I've ever had, from her tail to her nose. Yeah.
Yes, he a good dog. Okay, Sadie, we have to close up shop.
She says that's enough.
It's enough playing.
It's time to go outside.
Yes, let's go outside and play.
Anyway, folks, the next one of these will be on May the 14th. And I have to tell you that so that we can make it easier for people to know when we're going to be on the website and everywhere, we're going to be on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month.
Right.
So there'll be 2 shows that we won't do because we usually do 26 in a year. But
Right.
we're going to do, starting next month, we're going to do shows on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month.
Of every month, yes.
That'll help people who go to the website and see our shows page to know when they can tune in.
Ziggy said, "Thanks, George and Lynn, for all today's money. See you later, about 3 hours from now."
Indeed.
And Pat said, "Like that dog too."
Yeah, she's a good dog.
She's a good girl. Well, thank
So,
you guys for coming.
thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. We'll read any comments that come while we're doing the closing afterwards.
Yep.
And I would like to quote the words of the immortal Roy Rogers. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to George and all his kin. We'd sure like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back real soon to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. Home style, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now, yeah?